Shalom. I'd like to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And shalom to you sincere, hopeful, like brothers and sisters, listen and learn. And to you brothers preaching and teaching the truth to the four corners of the earth. It's the brother Nathan, coming out of the GMS Indianapolis camp. Coming back with a quick video from the brother Arrows of Indignation 144. Subscribe to his page. He brings, puts a lot of clips of things going on around the world, and different things that are happening. Good little short clip videos of current events, and or little small documentary pieces. News, all that. So subscribe to him, Arrows of Indignation 144. But yeah, I'm gonna play this video, and I believe I've seen this clip of this around the C19, probably been like 2020, possibly 2019. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and watch this and get a couple precepts and close it out.
Digital currency. And this is all accepted. This is all accepted. This is not theory. Is programmable. They can program a digital currency to mean you can only spend it on certain things and you can't spend it on others not designated by the government. And it's programmable so it can only be spent in a certain area. So if you go outside of your zone, your money won't work. And not only that,
see, that's part of also too, like Esau wanting to put together these 15-minute cities where everything's within a 15-minute range of your living. So no use for cars. A lot of walking, biking, etc. And then look, like this total control. All right, total lockdown on what you can do. That was like they want to have like them credits, like, oh, you've eaten too much meat this week, so you're only allowed to buy fruits and vegetables, and it's just total control, right? And that's part of Esau's NWO system that he wants to put together. As part of this B system, right? Go ahead.
Means that when you go past one of these number plate cameras when you quote shouldn't, you won't be able to challenge the fine, because the fine will be taken out of your digital account the moment you transgress. This is what's happening. You inject materials into...
Yeah, that's part of Esau Edom putting himself. In fact, let me get that real quick. This Second Thessalonians 2, and I'll start verse 3. It says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there coming a falling away first." Just like the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American. Guess what? We fell from Yahweh Shemal Shah. We lost our heritage, like it says in Jeremiah 17:4. All right. So we're not called Israelites anymore, or we don't know ourselves as Hebrew Israelites. Obviously us as the hopeful elect does, but the people call us black, Hispanic, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, or whatever whatever lands we're in. That's what they call us, right? Everything but the children of Israel. And then our people, 2/3, vast majority of our people, what? They don't know Yahweh Shemal Shah. They don't know that they're actually royalty. And then if you do tell them, they don't want to know. All right, so, right, and it says, "Coming to fall away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition." Right, and who's being revealed? Esau, even so-called white man. All right, so perdition goes into destruction, so he's the son of destruction. All right, so he's being pointed out. He's being exposed by Yahweh Shemal Shah, through his men. All right, bringing out all the atrocities in everything that's contrary to the scriptures. Okay? Verse 4 is the point. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he, as the Most High, sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High. And that's what comes with this system. All right, with these systems he's setting up. All right, one, he wants to track you. You know, this MOT to the B. We're gonna get into that scripture. You know, that mark, that charagma. All right, that RFID C hip. Okay, because he's trying to be the Most High. He's trying to account for everybody, live and direct. You know, there ain't gonna be no living off the grid in Esau's New World Order. You know, so there's a beast system he's setting up. That's the enterprise he wants to set up. But the Lord said, well, he shall not be able to perform his enterprise. You know, roughly paraphrasing. So this is going to come to naught anyways. But ultimately, he's trying to play as the Most High. He's trying to sit. He thinks he is the Most High. So go ahead.
To your body that essentially creates
to account the moment you transgress. This is what's happening.
You inject materials into your body that essentially create the equivalent of an operating system and a receiver, and you can literally hook everybody up to the cloud. And that includes hooking them up in a way that their transaction system, you know, the Bible calls it the mark of the beast, is one way people know this up. But you're basically talking about being able to digitally identify and track people in connection with their financial transactions. So it's a world of zero privacy, but more importantly, what's important to understand is if you then institute one or more central bank cryptos, you're now talking about a system where every central bank in the world can shut you off individually from transacting if they don't like the way you're behaving. So many people are familiar with the social credit system in China. It's very similar. You're basically, if you install the smart grid in their car, their community, and now literally in their body, you've got 24/7 surveillance. And if people don't do what you say and behave the way you want, they can and will shut off your money. So, and they'll also have spatial control. If they say you can't travel more than 5 miles, that's it. Because you're in a complete digital control system, and it's controlled by the central bankers through the money. We're digitizing everything, but it includes the human body as well and the human mind. So this system comes with complete control not only of your ability to transact financially, which is hooked up to your body, but very sophisticated mind control technology through the media and those cloud connections. So basically, you're talking about hooking up into the Borg, if you will. And so transhumanism and technocracy go hand in hand. Now, I would describe this as a slavery system. So we're talking about shifting out of freedom, where we have freedom to roam and freedom to say what we want, into a complete control system 24/7, including mind control. Now, the challenge before us is if the committee that runs the world, my nickname being Mr. Global, if Mr. Global wants to go to a slavery system and we want to remain a human civilization, then we have a fundamental disagreement, and that is the disagreement before us. Slavery system, and we want to remain a human civilization, then we have a fundamental disagreement, and that is the disagreement before us.
And we get to the diagrams here.
Okay. So if you look at what's going on, we have the tech people building the clouds and the telecommunications. We have the military doing space and Operation Warp Speed. So they're putting up the satellites, okay? Then we have Big Pharma, which is making the injections that are full of these mystery ingredients and modify your DNA, and for all we know, make you infertile. And then we have the media pouring out the propaganda. And then we have the central bankers engineering to the central bank crypto systems. So you have these different pillars, and it's very important when you look at what's going on day to day, particularly in the media, they're trying to keep them separate so that you can't see how they're going to come together in an integrated system, which is basically integrated into your body and your mind.
For what purpose?
To institute the slavery system. So in other words, if I am going to do everything through a smart grid, and I need to run the smart grid into your neighborhood, and then I need to run the smart grid into your body, the question is, how am I going to build it out in your neighborhood and build it out in your body without you seeing the trap?
Oh, see? And that's what's going down, leading to what? This MOT to the B. This beast system, man. All right, this is Revelation 13, and we'll start at verse 16. Revelation 13 and 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. See, and it says he causeth all. All right, so yeah, Esau, the so-called white man, he's gonna put the people of the world in a tight spot. Whether it's food, water, different resources, the needs, to keep functioning in the society. Well, he's gonna tighten the grip. Esau ain't gotta go to door. Here, will you take this micro C hip? Will you take this? Will you take this? Nah, he gonna make it. He gonna make people want to go take it. All right, just feel, it's crazy, right? So, that's what Esau's gonna do. It's just a matter of time. That's why, this is gonna happen first, the MOT to the B, before the full scale World War III. Obviously we're seeing the start of it. We're seeing the least of the flock draw them out. The battle between them and Iran. Which is going to bring these nations, and wait till these negotiations fall through. Now it's really going to turn up. But see, how about Shah said what? He's gonna speed up the times for the elect's sake. Okay, Matthew 24. So that's what's happening. Things are moving fast, all right? So back to Revelation 13, 16. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And we get that word mark, all right? Because you still got people saying, "Oh, I think it's spiritual," or it's not physical. The mark of the beast is it's an embargo. It's sleeping with white women. It's everything but what it is, and it's an RFID micro C hip. All right. And there's mark, the Greek word charagma. All right, which means a scratch or etching, i.e., stamp, as a badge of servitude, or a sculptured figure, statue, right? Graven mark, right? So it's gonna be a physical. That's a physical mark that's gonna be in you. Okay, because if you go to the root word, which is karax, all right, that would be like the old in the ancient world to help tag whoever that is that's receiving this mark or this badge of servitude, right? All right, so just like the RFID micro C hip, it's got that device. It's like an O, which helps pierce that through the skin, insert it. Okay. And it says, Crocs, to sharpen a point that can, a stake, i.e. by implication, a palisade or a rampart, So, yeah, palisade, a piercing instrument, okay? And then you go to that, then you go to the root word of that is what? Grapho, right? Strong's, it says, to grave, especially to write, figuratively to describe. All right, and that's what it is. What it say in the usage, So that's what's gonna be in you. All right, graven. Okay, it's gonna be engraved in you. All right, so you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell unless you have that. So that's why you want to, for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's why you want to repent, come back to Yahweh Shema Shah, so that you can endure and be protected, have his hedge of his protection. All right, as he rolls out this beast system, even though it's not going to last long, the Lord is going to destroy him before he can reach his full setup of his NWO, his beast system, right? Let's go back. And there's Revelation 13, then verse 18. It says, "Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603 score and six." All right, when you go into 603 score six, right? You got Chi Psi Stigma, right? And when you go into stigma right here, what does it say? There's an outline of biblical use. It says, "A mark pricked in or branded upon the body." To ancient Oriental usage, slaves and soldiers bore the name or the stamp of their master or commander, branded or pricked, cut into their bodies to indicate what master or general they belonged to. And there were even some devotees who stamped themselves in the way with the token of their gods. All right, so it's like stigma, like prick, a mark incised or punched. See, like a hole punch, like, that's what's gonna be. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be an actual, literal, physical mark. All right, that's gonna be put in you. Okay, so they can track you. Everything's gonna go on that. Just like they're been using gradualism to get you used to what the tap to pay on the phone, or just tap with your debit card. Just getting used to waving your hand, and like in the Whole Foods, right, which is owned by Amazon, they have the Amazon Palm One where you can just pay with your handprint. Okay, biometrics. All right, so using your body to pay as a tool. Okay. So ultimately this thing's about to roll out, and Yahweh Shema Shah speeding this thing up, because like Apostle Tahar coined this year, the year, hopeful year of our salvation, right? In the fall of Esau, even the so-called white man's kingdom. And we can see how the Lord can speed this thing up, because hey, how different can a day make? All right, it don't take long to get this thing even more ramped up. And you see Jacob's trouble even getting stronger. These police are getting turned up. They're gonna have impunity, or basically they ain't gonna ever be able to be charged. Okay, they can do whatever they want. It's a condition of the job, right? And you see Jake getting beat the hell down, getting shot still. And it's turning up, man. As these riots and more protests happen, the uproars of the people, all right, we're at the end, all right? So with that, I pray this is edifying to the elect. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone, who rule well. Kwam Yasharallah. Shalom.